What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Hey, we got a lot to talk about. Godfather of Harlem returns. Bumpy Johnson used a killing machine. Did you see he wasn't playing? He already had it set up in case they tried to come at him. He wasn't playing. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 5. We could talk a little bit about that. We also could talk about Snowfall and, of course, some news stories and a little bit of whatever else, pop up. Synhcronic, the new movie that was on Netflix, has been out for a while, but nobody ever heard of it until it was put on Netflix, and watched it this weekend, and I'm going to talk about that. You probably need some chronic in order to probably enjoy that movie. But anyway, we can talk about Synhcronic and was it any good or not? And should you check it out, or should you maybe pass on that one? So without, further delay, we can get on ahead and get into it. Oh, yeah. And also Real Housewives of Atlanta finale. These people, man, miserable. And Drew with the drama, I'm going to have to call her Drama Drew. She just as bad. She done came in at first. I thought she was cool. Now she done picked up and probably just as bad as Kenya Moore. So, and Kenya, oh my God, the amount of pettiness and stuff with her and her little new boo Toya. Man, I wish that they would have got them hands. Anyway, let's get into it. So, Support Gaming, what up? What up? First in the show, I appreciate you, man, for coming through. As always, Louisiana boy, what's good? What's good? Ill Woods, what's up, fam? How you doing? I appreciate you coming through. You say Sally Ann, hey, what's up, Sally Ann? How you doing? Thanks for coming through. You say Synhcronic is a good movie, huh? Maybe I'll talk about that first, since it won't take as long. It's just a movie, and we can break it on down. I don't exactly say it's a good movie, but it's not a bad movie. It's okay. It could have been better. Some movies, a low budget, it doesn't even matter. In some movies, you need a bigger budget in order for your vision and your storytelling to come out right. And I think that this movie would have did better with a bigger budget. So, with that being said, I'll go ahead and get into Synhcronic as well. What up, Mellow Fellow? You say second half of the Falcon episode was boring. Who cares about his boat, man? That was boring. That was a little boring. And also, I don't give a damn how many laps he run, how many times he bounced his shield around or push-ups he do. He's about to get his ass whooped unless he got some type of special suit, or he takes some type of, roid rage super soldier serum. Because other than that, it ain't enough push-ups in the world he could do to handle these super soldiers and people with the serum. And without his little chicken wings, what does he got? So I think that in that case that he got from Wakanda is a new suit, a Captain America suit, but it's also enhanced, like how the Black Panther suit was made out of vibranium. It was bulletproof and different things, although he did eat the heart-shaped herb, and that's how he got strong. So it wasn't that the suit gave him strength, but also keep in mind, it could be something similar to like Spider-Man's suit that Iron Man gave him. And then, the new Spider-Man suit is like electronic. It's almost similar to the Iron Man suit. So maybe if he has something like that, then that'll help him be able to do his job. And also, speaking of doing his job, why he not getting paid? Why does he keep trying to do this for free? He should have learned his lesson already when he was the Falcon all this time, and he broke, still got bad credit, can't get a loan at the bank. You ain't got no money. Everybody else is getting paid. They rich. Tony Stark, all these people is rich. They got an invested interest in trying to save the world. What is he trying to do? You broke, dude. What is you trying to save and protect and work with? You know, Captain America, I'm sure they probably gave him some type of military benefits or some type of pension or something. I know he wasn't, you know, they gave him an apartment and all kind of stuff. They wasn't giving Sam an apartment. What, they wasn't giving him no fringe benefits, no company car, nothing. Like before I start to be Captain America or do anything else, we gonna have to discuss compensation. Straight up, I'm gonna need at least over 100,000 a year minimum. Now we really talking about that's $1 million a year job or more. But you putting your life on the line, flying all over the world, taking all kind of risk, exposed to all kind of stuff, and you don't even get paid. You sound stupid. And Isaiah Bradley was right. What, you ain't bitter? What the hell wrong with you? You believing in that white man's shield, huh? I mean, something ain't right. Why is who does a job like that for free? That don't make no sense. So anyway, you don't even got local cops that work for free, let alone you got people doing the job he doing. You know, the military, they don't work for free. So I don't get it. Sheena, what's up? Checking in on Twitch. I appreciate you for coming through. Greetings. Thanks for coming through. You can't watch it without Disney Plus. Yeah, see, I should have started to play that on movie nights. Maybe 2 episodes or so a week, because it's only 6 episodes, and it go by fast too. So it's a pretty good show, especially if you follow the MCU. Then you definitely would enjoy it. So I don't know. You say Tony Stark and Steve Rogers fought better than Sam. Yeah, I mean Tony Stark got an Iron Man suit with all kind of bells and whistles and powers, and Steve Rogers, I mean, he got the damn super soldier serum in his body and a vibranium shield. And Sam got a pair of chicken wings and a jet booster. Like, what? I mean, come on. Garbage. Garbage. He makes them look good and he works them wings like it's no tomorrow. But in the end, like, come on, man. You got, you know, 2-piece extra crispy on your back, and that's all you got to offer. What, you lift some weights and do a couple laps? I think he should have had a little something else. He trying to do too much, and you ain't really equipped. He almost as bad as Hawkeye. I mean, this dude don't have nothing but a bow and arrow and what, some training. And Black Widow, like, they would have died and got taken out a long time ago, fighting mutants and all this stuff, and all y'all are regular people. They out of their league, for real, out of their league. So I don't know. You say even the black superhero can't get paid, for real. Like, he don't have no type of benefits or nothing. He ain't getting paid. They ain't giving him a free low place to live. He don't even have a company car. He don't even have an Uber tab. I mean, come on, man. What does he own, man? And he over here trying to fight. Like, come on, I need some type of benefits, something. Like, how he paying his bills. That's why he got bad credit. Couldn't get a loan at the damn bank. Like, yeah, you can get a selfie, but you can't get a loan. You can't do nothing for your people. So I don't know, man. He need to rethink his strategy. DTM, what's good, man? Thanks for coming through, checking in on Twitch. I appreciate you watching on Twitch. Hey, Tamika, what's up, sis? I'm glad you came through. You got to come on through later on when I do the live for everybody to come join. I appreciate you. You say Marvel trying to tell us something about racism, how they be lowballing Sam. I mean, they did hint on a lot of racism when they had the black super soldier telling them about what's been going on for 400 years and well, he said 500, but you know, how he ain't get paid. Instead, they locked him up for 30 years and kept him from knowing his wife and did all kind of stuff to him. Whereas Steve Rogers got to be paraded around as the representation of America. That wasn't really fair, and that was unfortunate. And although these are fictional characters and it's not real, I do like how when a story incorporates, real aspects along with their, fake storytelling, it makes it more rich story. Similar to what Lovecraft Country did, as well as the TV show Them that's on Amazon. I haven't finished watching the whole show, but it does have some real aspects intertwined with the storytelling that is not exactly real. It's supposed to be a spirit or some type of evil entity living in their home. Do spirits and evil entities exist? Possibly. It's not as if somebody captured one like in 13 Ghosts and everybody was able to study it, but it is a lot of verified instances and situations where people have said this, that, or the other was from something else. So who knows? Got to take it with a grain of salt. It's all about what you believe, although what you believe doesn't mean that you're right or not. It just means that it's not like it's a verifiable 100% proof. So anyway, he had that 2-piece extra crispy on his back. Sam, I mean, like, he need more than that. You're going to have to give me more than a 2-piece extra crispy. He got a 2-piece mild dark. That's all he had for his weapons, the 2 chicken wings. And you saw that they got broke off by Whacked in America, that Whack Captain America. And he left them in the bag. He like, what you want me to do with these? He like, man, keep them. So anyway, Carly is your bae. Don't piss her off, boy. She would have caved your chest in, fool. Wow. I told you to have that bath water ready, Mello. Clarence always getting his ass whooped. Hey, for real. You talking about them? No, I'm not talking about them just yet. I was just talking about a couple different subjects, but I didn't get into one thing just yet. I'm about to talk about Synhcronic first. Mike, you say it's crazy, but you still don't hate John Walker, especially after that court scene when he told the government what he thought. I don't hate John Walker. I thought he was a bad Captain America, though, but he was really insecure, and he had a few other issues, especially after he got whooped by Grace Jones and the crew. He was really insecure then, but I don't hate him. I mean, that Captain America is some garbage anyway. So trying to live up to that ideal, it's beautiful, Captain America, it's for America, make it great again, make America great again, make the captain great again. It's beautiful. You put on the suit, you're beautiful, you're strong, you're a captain, you're no longer Private Ryan, you're the captain. You can do it, make it great. I mean, it's just too much to live for. You're captain, you build the wall goes up, you can't go down, doesn't go around, it goes up. It's a beautiful wall. You go and you represent the wall, take a picture, selfie, you take it, you push your butt, everyone likes it, you do that, everyone will be there for you on your side. I think that he just had a little bit too much to deal with. And I don't think that was a good look trying to be a Captain America. So anyway, I think Them is pretty good so far. It is very frustrating to see racism, although it's not actual because it is a TV show. These events did happen. And these things did take place. And then when a person would react, they say, see, I told you. Yep. That's why we can't let them live in this neighborhood. Look what they do. And they forget what they did to provoke someone. So it is good, but it is kind of frustrating. And then it's similar to like Lovecraft Country, whereas you see real events, but then they put the supernatural aspect into it. And it make you go, So, yeah, definitely is good. But it can wear you down, too. John Walker is Disney's version of Homelander, sort of. Exactly. Homelander. You. Good job. Homelander. Hey, you guys stay in school. Homelander said so. Then turn the camera off. Get your little ass out of here. So, anyway. All right. Let me get ready to talk about Synhcronic. I think you're going to need some chronic. That's what it should have been named. Some chronic. You need some chronic to really probably enjoy this fully. So the movie Synhcronic is on Netflix. It's #2 in the nation. It's not bad for something that you watch, that you already have the subscription. It's not like you went to the show and paid extra money. If you went to the movie theaters and paid extra money to go see this, you would probably be disappointed. Now, it stars Anthony Mackie and Jamie Dornan. If you don't know who Jamie Dornan is, he was in 50 Shades of Grey. Okay. And the movie, I believe. And so with him and Anthony Mackie, they play. Okay, where was he? They don't even have that listed. There it is. 50 Shades Free. He played Christian Grey. So he was in all 3 of the 50 Shades of Grey movies, which they was all right. I didn't read the book. I wasn't in love with the character and stuff. A lot of people said they didn't like the adaptation of the movie. Hey, I don't know. I wasn't about to read the book. Anyway, I give this about a 6 also. It's not the worst. It's not the best. It is a little better. Well, this ain't even saved my rating. They won't let me save my rating. Ain't that something? Okay. Anyway. So it's saying it came out October 2020. I had another thing. It was saying it came out, in 2019. It just hit Netflix recently, this week, I believe. Anyway, they play a pair of ambulance drivers. In the beginning, it's somebody they go to see who done tweaked out on heroin or something. And while going through the pockets, Anthony Mackie gets poked with one of the needles, which would have pissed me the hell off. Anyway, he had to go and get tested, make sure he didn't have the full package, HIV or any of that. And while getting tested, he found out he had some type of brain tumor that was affecting the pineal gland, and that it was keeping his pineal gland as if he was a younger man. And it didn't calcify like it does when most people get older. The pineal gland, that's a whole nother story. If you are interested in so-called conspiracy theories about the pineal gland, you might want to look into that on YouTube. Anyway, so he has this issue, and of course he's holding it in. He's been living a promiscuous life. 50 Shades of Grey, he's his partner in the ambulance, and he's married and trying to live a different type of life. And during the show, they kind of clash about it because the 50 Shades of Grey guy has a daughter, and she likes, Anthony Mackie as like an uncle type figure. And eventually she goes missing. Now, in the middle of all of this is some type of drug called Synhcronic. And when people take it, they end up dead or disappear. So Anthony Mackie, being an ambulance driver, gets frustrated and goes around and gets all of the Synhcronic around in the neighborhood and buys it up and tries to prevent other people from dying and overdosing with it. Okay, and the guy that created the Synhcronic tries to get it from him, but it didn't work out that way, whatever the case. So they had a little talk about what it was. He said it affects the pineal gland directly, people are having some type of like out of body experience, some type of mental experience or something, and it can kill people, make them crazy, different stuff depending on the state of their pineal gland. All right. So there's a lot of stuff to try to explain on a low budget movie. So of course, all of this stuff is explained in dialogue instead of with fancy, ways to explain it. This video is shot with cheaper cameras, this movie. So it doesn't look as if it's the highest quality movie. Now, that doesn't always mean a bad thing, but when you start trying to show, because then later he tries to figure out what's going on with this, so he begins to take it himself and then get transported back in time. So one time he's like in the swamp because they in New Orleans. So now he in the swamp with a conquistador. And when the guy tried to, chop him, it was a slice in his carpet and his floor, rather. And it was an alligator in the swamp where he was. But when he got back, he was wet because he was standing in the water. So he thinking, is this real or not? So it's some type of Back to the Future time machine from taking a pill. That's a reach. That's a reach. You take a pill and now you can go travel in time. All right. Anyway, so he come to realize that maybe the girl that's missing took this pill. And so he tries to find her after experimenting with this for a while. He end up in the cold with some Neanderthal man or some caveman or something, and all kind of different stuff he experiences with this. And so he want to find this missing girl. In case you want to watch it, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's kind of corny to me how he could take this pill, travel through time, and he figures all this out himself, but the person creating this didn't figure this out. Nobody else can figure this out. And it don't make sense really either how a pill can make you transport back and forth in time, and they never really explain it all the way. So if you all decide to watch it, you let me know if you think it's explained all the way. It's a good concept in a way. It's a fresh, new concept of time travel and things. Nobody ever came and said you could take a pill and time travel. I mean, it don't make sense. So I don't probably why they never did it. But nevertheless, it doesn't. It's not pulled off properly. I think if they had a little bigger budget and a little more time, I think it could have worked a lot better. But it was an hour and 42 minutes. So maybe 20 minutes, make it a 2-hour movie like most movies are today, and give it a better budget where they could redo a lot of the special effects and explaining stuff. Maybe that would have made a difference. I don't know. It says that they were 2 New Orleans paramedics and their lives are ripped apart after they encounter a series of horrific deaths linked to a designer drug with bizarre otherworldly effects. So you really trying to get high, and next thing you know, you in the ice age. You really gonna tweak out. That'll scare your ass straight. So, and you cold and all the other effects that go along with being in the ice age. So I don't know. Anyway, that's tripped out. R.I.P. to Black Rob. So Black Rob passed away as well. He looked horrible and in there. So in this picture for the what. You said I sound like Barack Obama. So you say that Barack Obama, it's a beautiful wall, beautiful, it's fake news. Hey, beautiful Captain America, make America great. You say that sound like Obama? Or if I was if I said that he was representing America really well, and He did a great job. He had the shield, and the shield was there for defense of the country. Sound like Obama. You know that sound like no damn Obama. Anyway, back to the Synhcronic. You say it'll confuse you if you don't understand that they trying to say. Yeah, you ain't lying. Let's see. Let me catch up with some of these. So Black Rob passed away. That must have just happened because I didn't get that update on my phone all this time. And I'm gonna have to look. Them is not on HBO. Them is on Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Movies or Amazon Video, because that comes with your Amazon Prime membership, that is where the show Them is located. So yeah, Them is not on HBO. And I'll show you guys a little bit about them while we talking about it. So this is Them. And as you see, watch on Prime Video. It's included with your Amazon Prime membership. And this is with executive producer Lena Waithe, I believe, and Little Jordan, I believe is his name. Let me see. Little Marvin and Lena Waithe, I believe, executive produced this. So it's not bad so far. I haven't finished seeing it, but the first 3 episodes are definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. See the production, Hillman Grad, and that is Lena Waithe's production company. So anyway, I think it was pretty interesting. The young lady from, what is it? Us, Shahadi Wright Joseph. She was in Us as one of the daughters. She's in this. And so it's pretty good. A lot of people thought this was a Jordan Hill project because it is kind of got a similar feel to what Jordan Peele has done, but it's not a Jordan Hill project. So anyway, let's see. Karen Jones, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Godfather of Harlem came back on tonight, and that's why I didn't come on to 10 o'clock. And we definitely going to talk about Godfather of Harlem. Okay, Black Rob passed away yesterday. That is messed up. He looked horrible when he gave that shout out to DMX. And he said he had what? High blood pressure when he was in there. He said he had high blood pressure, and that's what he was in there for. And so he did while DMX was in the hospital. He tried to give a shout out to DMX for passing, and now he has passed less than a week later. And, you know, it always come in threes, they say. You got Black Rob, DMX, and Prince Philip. 3 rappers, 3 OGs in the game. Nah, Prince Philip wasn't a rapper, though. But anyway, damn, 52 years old. And DMX was 50. These guys are young. Yeah, he had that single like Whoa. And now he gone like Whoa. That was fast. It said that Black Rob died in Grady Memorial Hospital in Atlanta. He been, I guess, in Atlanta, even though he was from New York. It said that it was cardiac arrest. And his friend Mark Curry told the Times this. He added that Ross was dealing with a number of, because his real name is Robert Ross. And it said that he was dealing with a number of health issues prior to his death, including lupus, kidney failure, diabetes, and multiple strokes. Damn. Damn, man, that's sad to hear, man. And like I always like to tell people, there's nothing more valuable in life than your health. Your fame can't save you. Your money can't save you. Nobody can do this stuff for you. If it's nothing that can be done for you, it's nothing nobody can give you. Don't play with your health. I've experienced some health issues, and I used to take my health for granted. And man, it's nothing more valuable than your health. So even when I talk about the vaccine stuff, which I do got some stories about that, I'm not trying to wish anything wrong on anybody. I'll just tell you all to be careful, because there's nothing more valuable than your health out here. So yeah, he recently shared the video. Shout out to while he was in the hospital to DMX, and who knew that he looked pretty bad in this video. Let's see if they have the video on this link right here. And when I saw that, I thought, man, this ain't looking too good for Black Rob. I hope that he pulled through. Let's see. Well, it's not on here, but I do have that video on my channel of last Friday, when DMX passed on that Friday fuss. I believe that's where the video is with Black Rob. So very unfortunate. And man, take care of your health, everybody, man. Ain't nothing worse than not having your health. So damn, he died homeless and with a GoFundMe account to get him a house. That is sad. And also, that's another reason why we need to, manage your money. Now, I don't know all this financial situation and things, but you got to manage your money a little better, because you never know when things will happen. I remember when I was younger and making good money, I lived like a king. And I'm glad that things didn't happen where I wasn't able to continue doing stuff. But you never know. Manage your money while you have it, because when you don't, you're going to be wishing you did. You're going to be thinking of all the things you spent money on that you could have saved your money and did something else with. So be careful, man. Manage your money and take care of your health. There's nothing more important than that. So we'll see. You do those baby soft voiceovers in bed. I can whisper a few little sweet nothings. He said, I tried to watch them, got through 2 episodes. It's rough to watch. It is rough to watch. But depending on who you are or what you've seen, you've already know this type of stuff went on. And that's the reason why people like Officer Tatum and others, they act as if, discrimination and things didn't exist, or it happened so long ago that people are tripping. That's not the case. Now, am I saying that there's a proverbial white man stopping you from living your life? Of course not. But it is a system in place that has been oppressive to people. Now, of course, people can still accomplish and do a lot of stuff in their life. And I'm never said that's not the case. But it is a lot of people who do not know how to overcome and know how to navigate around certain things in order to be successful. And it's not their fault. It shouldn't be a system in place that they should have to overcome and navigate when other people don't. So, it should be one for, like you say, one America, supposed to be represented for everybody. And yeah, it's not easy to get there, but a lot of people act as if we are already there and we're not. And so it is hard. I'm in the third episode, and it is hard to get through, and it can be frustrating. But the truth sometimes is better than a lie. I'd rather them give it to me with the truth than act as if it never happened, because that's harder to deal with than actually confronting the truth. So I'd rather see the truth of racism than people act as if it didn't happen or it doesn't exist, and that ain't the case. So let's see. Godfather of Harlem came on tonight at 9 o'clock on Epics, and it was definitely good. I'm gonna get to the couple more comments, and then I'm gonna get to the Godfather of Harlem. Mike, maybe not in America, because we don't really have anything to do with the royal family. So I don't see why any Americans would be too interested in the royal family. But I'm sure over there people maybe are more interested. I've never been interested in the royal family like that. Not because it's any royal family. I mean, I'm not following Zamunda's royal family or Wakanda's royal family. I'm not following England royal family, anybody. So I don't. That's not an interest to me. What does that have to do for me personally? So, and I don't follow American royalty, aka celebrities, and listen to what they say or do, or athletes or any of that stuff. Like whoever listens to or loves or follows that type of stuff, I think they got a different issue at hand. So I know people like Officer Tatum love to hate on LeBron and make it seem as if people actually listen to LeBron and then make life just changing decisions. Even if somebody is playing basketball, I'm pretty sure they will listen to him about maybe what he does to train or how he gets prepared for his sport. But are they going to say, well, LeBron said vote? I'm going to vote this year. LeBron said support the Democrats. I'm going to support Democrats from now on. Like, the amount of people that do listen to stuff like that is probably few and far between. It's more people that are listening to fake news and Trump. Hey, it's going to be beautiful. We're going to walk down. I'm going to walk down there with you. We're going to give them the strength that you need to make them stop the steal. More people listen to him than they would LeBron James. LeBron James ain't about to motivate no people to do no crap like that. And of course, we know he didn't walk there with him. He actually denied having to do anything with it. I didn't tell him that. I said peaceful, peaceful. They didn't listen. I said peaceful, full of peace. They didn't do it. They came and they broke a piece out of that, and I didn't agree. No. That's fake news. Fake news. You tried to put the words in the mouth. I had the mouth and the lips really closed and tight. Couldn't put words in, only words out. It's only a one-way street, not a two-way street. No. See, when the lips can't get anything in, only get it out. Fake news. Anyway. Damn, MC Shan did a video about DMX. He was looking real bad. Man, that ain't looking too good, man. Was Prince Philip good or corrupt? I mean, the man was 99 years old. So just think about this. The civil rights movement and Martin Luther King didn't take place till 1968. So roughly 50 years ago. This man was already in his 40s when this stuff was happening. So who knows? I don't follow the royal family. I don't want to put words or situations in anybody's mouth that I haven't verified. But to say a rich and powerful European man, English man, whatever, may not have had something, it's possible. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's just say that. He's 99 years old. I mean, he was alive during a lot of stuff. Now, over there, they didn't have the Jim Crow and segregation and things the way that they did in America, but still, who knows? If you investigate, I'm pretty sure you can get those assumptions verified one way or the other. Again, I'm like support gaming. I haven't cared enough about them as individuals to investigate what they have done or haven't done. And I wouldn't be shocked either way if they did or didn't. I mean, it's easy not to be prejudiced. You don't have to be around people. You don't have to deal with people. And when you're super rich and powerful, it's easy to be prejudiced because you won't know certain people and get to know them on a personal level, and everybody you meet would work for you. So it's either way I could see and wouldn't be surprised. Now that's funny. I have no idea if that's true or not, but if he did run with that thing, that would be something else, boy. So allegedly. So let me get to a couple of these comments. D Weave, what's up? What's up, man? How you doing? All right. So let's see. We could talk about Godfather of Harlem. All right. So Godfather of Harlem season 2, episode 1 came out tonight, and damn, it was good. Godfather of Harlem is about another true story. Rather, I should say a true person, and is surrounded around true events. Bumpy Johnson, you know, and it's about with Malcolm X, Bumpy Johnson, the different Italian mob families, and how they were interacting with each other in the 60s. And so I think this started off in 1964, and Bumpy is on the run. So this is excellently written with Forrest Whitaker as the main actor playing Bumpy Johnson. And then it's got Vincent D'Onofrio playing Chin, who was the head of one of the Italian families, and he controlled Harlem and a lot of the drug trade. Bumpy Johnson is fighting even in the drug game. This is how deep segregation went. Even in the drug game, black folks didn't control the crime and drug business in their own neighborhood. And so although it's bad to be a drug dealer and all the stuff they were going through, I mean, he did have a point that at least they should be able to control the drug business in their own neighborhoods. You got the Italian gangs getting rich off of supplying drugs to African Americans. Anyway, it's got a lot of different underlying storylines. It's got Adam Clayton Powell, and he's dealing with a couple issues with being sued by the bag lady. We got Minister Farrakhan. Well, not Farrakhan. I take that back. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And they talking about how it was about to come out that he was involved with underage girls or teenage girls. And Malcolm X, when he said when President Kennedy was killed, the chickens are coming home to roost. That is a famous quote that he did say, and it did cause a rift. Well, further a rift between himself and the Nation of Islam. And we see that he was trying to be obedient in this episode, and he was studying the Quran to try to find different verses that would, because Elijah Muhammad denied it, and like Malcolm X's wife said, well, if the allegations are true and he denied it, he's a liar. Watch your tongue, woman. I mean, he would defend this man as if he was God on earth. You should never be that devoted to another man. Humans make mistakes. It is no God on earth right now. So if the things that people support and put their faith into another man, sometimes that's where you lead to big trouble. And we see that he turned those verses in with somebody and they was talking. They supposedly was supposed to be friends. He even admitted that he was jealous of the relationship that Malcolm X had with Elijah Muhammad. And when he left, we see he made the phone call and basically was hating on him, stabbing him in the back again. We see Bumpy Johnson, the heat is on because of what he did at the end of season 1 and having somebody killed that he didn't have permission to kill and other things. He's been laying low and on the run. Well, now we see that the pressure is mounting on Chin. And so he ended up making sure that his people follow the right people. They followed Bumpy's daughter. They ended up finding where he was hiding out. They did the hit on him. But Bumpy, of course, was prepared. They made a mistake. And Bumpy was able to take him out with his right-hand man. And he survived. I thought his daughter got hit for a second. Now, because Bumpy Johnson is a real person, and if you do know the story of Bumpy Johnson, I mean, you could Google it if you didn't. Bumpy Ellsworth Johnson. And also he was played really good by Larry Fishburne in the movie Hoodlum. If you haven't seen Hoodlum, that's one of my favorite movies as far as gangster movies. Anyway, he was able, you could look it up on Google and see that the way he dies in real life. So anyway, Bumpy did think ahead. He already had it set up that if somebody did break in, he already had a little place to take cover and get them to fall for the okie doke. And it worked like a charm. So we'll see how, we see he used his plan to steal the dope, the doogie, and then hold that as hostage in order for her to get back in with the mob. Now, and they call it this thing of ours, La Cosa Nostra. Anyway, I wouldn't trust that they would hold their word, but their word does mean a lot to them. But Chin, I wouldn't trust that he would do it. But again, I know how Bumpy dies in real life, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But after doing his plan, and his plan came together like Hannibal and the A-Team. Donald, what's up, man? Checking in on Facebook. After his plan came together like Hannibal on the A-Team, he was able to go back home and be with his family. And so we'll see how it all turns out. But I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of season 2 of Godfather of Harlem. It's an excellent show. Bumpy, now he was a mastermind. He thought ahead, and he did have a plan, and it all worked out, it seems, at least for right now, it all worked out. So definitely see how the rest of the season plays out. Let's see. Let me get some more of these comments. You say never, and look at the details. Your action judge you, not people. That's true. Let's see. Yeah, Hoodlum was an excellent show. Larry Fishburne or Lawrence Fishburne, Cicely Tyson. It had what's his name? Shy McBride. It was a good show. Bumpy Johnson, you was a killing machine. You just come and do all that killing, Bumpy. Bumpy come in and just kill. It was a tough time with Doug Schultz until Bumpy came in. So in the movie Hoodlum, Bumpy is a younger man just not getting out of jail from Sing Sing. And he was in his probably late 20s, early 30s. In The Godfather of Harlem, He's the older man, maybe in his 50s or later, and he's a lot more established now, and it's a different period in his life, and it's definitely good, worth checking out. And if you all haven't seen Godfather of Harlem, check it out. And Hoodlum, it also had Vanessa Williams in it too. And yeah, Godfather Harlem was definitely a good show, and so was Hoodlum. You say, is the city bracing for the upcoming Chauvin verdict? Our mayor has already put the National Guard on standby just in case. Chris P., are you in Minnesota? In Minneapolis? Let me know. If you're in a different city and they're doing all that, that's something else, huh? So you talking about Frank White, not Frank Smith. Frank White. So Frank White, not Frank White. Damn. What's his name? Denzel Washington. I'm saying Frank White. That's a made-up character from King of New York. What was his name? Frank. It wasn't Frank Smith in American Gangster with Denzel Washington. That's also based on the true story. And what happened was the character Denzel was Frank. Was it Smith? Frank Lucas was his name. I remember before I looked. It's Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas used to be Bumpy Johnson's driver. And when Bumpy Johnson passed, Frank Lucas took over and kind of expanded. So yeah, Frank Lucas, that was his name. And they had in this movie played Bumpy Johnson. Clarence Williams, I believe, played Bumpy Johnson. Let's see. Damn, they got it way down at the bottom, or did I skip it? Let's see. Alphabetical order. Anyway, Frank Lucas was the driver for Bumpy Johnson. And so, that's what happened. Yeah. Frank Lucas. Anyway, Hoodlum is definitely worth watching with Lawrence Fishburne. You definitely want to check that out. Chaz was in Godfather Harlem. He was in Bronx Tale with Colangelo. Hey, make sure that when you open the door for her, you walk around the back of the car and make sure to see if she leans over to open the door and unlock it for you. If she don't, that means she's selfish and greedy. You need to drop her immediately. But if she leans over to unlock that door, she's a keeper, kid. Hey, I've pulled that move a few times and it actually does work. Anyway, you in Philly. Wow. So in Philadelphia, they're getting the National Guard ready for the Derek Chauvin trial. That is something else right there. Damn. So yeah, Frank Lucas. That's right. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I got the point. I was just trying to remember his thing. But yeah, Frank Lucas. Yeah. And he was able to take advantage of the Vietnam War and ship the drugs back and forth using the U.S. military. But once the Vietnam War ended, he was in trouble and his organization was in trouble. But Frank Lucas made a killing during that time period, a killing. So let's see. You really enjoy Snowfall. Would you like Godfather of Harlem? Oh, you love Godfather of Harlem. It's just as good and equal of a show. It has excellent actors and excellent script. Godfather of Harlem is just as good as Snowfall. Just as good. It's just that they're grown and in an older stage in life in the dope game versus Franklin and everybody is younger and they dealing with a different product and they in California, where this is in New York, in Harlem. But other than that, Godfather Harlem is excellent. Plus, it's dealing with real people and real events. And so that makes it even more interesting. Snowfall is dealing with real events, but fake people. This is dealing with real people. And so it's really good. So, yeah. Bronx Tale was a good movie. It's old now, but it's excellent still. Yeah, Godfather Harlem is back. Episode was fire. Chin was salty. And Banano funny. Yeah, he said, hey, screw you. I want my money. And he was pissed. So basically, they've been trying to kill Bumpy for 3 months and ain't been able to find him. And he been laying low. And then he just walked right into the door where they was in the club. And Chin, who was played by Vincent D'Onofrio, and if you don't remember him, he played Private Pile in Full Metal Jacket. And also he played Kingpin in the Daredevil series that was Marvel produced, that was on Netflix. So and that's just one of his recent things. He's done everything else in between. I mean, he's an excellent actor. So he was ready to kill him right then and there, and in the little gentleman's club at the restaurant. But they told him no, and he actually had a point that they were putting money over, the business, the commission. But I think they'll end up trying to come at Bumpy again. But Bumpy had a lot of respect, and so he used it to get what he wanted. You say Franklin and Bumpy are similar, but Bumpy is a little more ruthless. Yeah, like I say, they're in two different stages in life, and Bumpy is really grown and used to doing this for years now. He probably been doing this, killing and drug dealing, for 30 years at this point, whereas Franklin is getting his feet wet. So imagine Franklin had been doing this for 30 years. You say you don't like to see Forrest as a gangster. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see eye to eye with what he trying to pull off. But anyway, it is. He does a great job, man. Forrest Whitaker can play all kind of roles, from Idi Amin to the Godfather of Harlem. I mean, and then on Empire. I mean, he able to do a lot. So I have to give a man his props. He's a damn good actor. Chris P, you say, yeah, because many people came to Philly and tore up many businesses after George Floyd was murdered. And again, months later, when a local Philly man was shot to death. Dang. National Guard was deployed last year. Okay. So he's a believable gangster, because it ain't like he walking around with his hat to the side and, what's up, bro? Hey, I mean, he wearing a suit and tie. I mean, he's playing Bumpy Johnson. People from what back then dressed classy, talk classy, and it's not the same. So it's not as if he's a gangster in that effect. They looked at it as organized crime. It's a business. And he dressed like a businessman, act like a businessman, and they carried themselves like a business. So, I mean, it's just a different type of gangster. He's not a Franklin Saint type of gangster, although Franklin now always wears suits his damn self, for the most part. But yeah, Forrest, he's not that type of gangster. Plus, it's in the 60s. So it's a different time period. But, he does an excellent job as well. So I think it's worth watching, and you probably like it. In season 1, they got a little something going on with Muhammad Ali and things. I mean, it's a good show, and you can look up a lot of this stuff. A lot of times I look at stuff and see different things like, oh, I didn't know that was happening. So I don't know. You say, who's not a good actor to me? I mean, there's a lot of people not a good actor. I don't keep a list of who's good, and I don't keep a list of who's bad. But if I'm talking about something. So you saying Forrest Whitaker not a good actor? I mean, nobody is good in your opinion, CJ. You always saying how somebody did a bad job. So who's good to you? That's what I want to know. I think you don't understand, what makes it. Plus, also the script. Just like I said, Synhcronic wasn't a good movie. It was a 6. I mean, it's almost half. Now, Anthony Mackie is a good actor, but at the same time, it's only so much he can do with that script. So it is what it is. Yeah, gangster isn't a look or an outfit, it's a way of being or a demeanor. But also, you got to think of how people carried themselves in the 60s. So that was different, especially if you was like Bumpy Johnson at the top of the food chain. They carried it like a business. So that's the difference. Dale, what's up, brother? How you doing? They ain't had to do Malcolm like that. They literally planted seeds for his death. Definitely. And that's what happened. And I mean, it's common knowledge that the Nation of Islam had him killed. It just was never proven. And it's allegedly that's what happened. Okay, because it can't be proven. And the people didn't confess. What I mean, but it's between them and the FBI or something. So if you were a casting director, for what other roles would you consider Damson Idris? He is very talented. He is. And I liked his role with Anthony Mackie in that Netflix movie. Did you all see that Netflix movie? What is it? Into the Wire with Anthony Mackie? He did a good job with that. And also, he's from England, so he's not even speaking in his natural speaking voice when we watch him in Snowfall. How long you been playing me, T? T, how long you been playing me? Huh? You gonna make the call, T. Make the call, T. I'd have to think about it. It depends on the roles. I'd have to see what roles were available. And then if I saw what roles was available, then I would probably decide, what it would be that I think he would be good at. But, he is very talented. He does a good job. I know CJ think I say everybody is good, but it's the script too. So you cast the wrong person, or you could cast a good person like him into the wrong role and it doesn't translate properly. I'm glad you made it safe, brother. So, Jack Nicholson, he can play almost any kind of role. He did a great job playing Bertie Madoff. I mean, Jack can do a lot of things, but there's very few actors that can do that. He's played gangsters. He could play comedy, Meet the Parents. I got nipples. You want to milk me, Greg? Huh? Want to milk me? So I don't know. But very few people could do that. Yeah, Into the Wire. If you all haven't seen Into the Wire, that was a good movie on Netflix. I rated that, I believe. What did I rate Into the Wire? Outside the Wire. And he got the Winter Soldier arm in this. I gave it a 7. A lot of people gave it a 5. I gave it a 7. I think it's better than a 5.4. It had a better budget, so the special effects looked good. The script was unique. It was pretty good. It had a couple of little twists in it. And the acting was good. I mean, it was a better movie. It was a 7. I'm not going to go rush out to go pack the movie theaters or something to see it. But to watch it on Netflix, it was a good movie. Much better than Synhcronic. I needed some chronic in order to catch that and enjoy that. Now, if I'd have still been smoking and had that, I might have, enjoyed it a little bit better. You like that? You like that? Yeah. Hey, One Journey. How long you been playing me, Jay? Huh? How long you been playing me, huh? Dub C, he said, we gonna go to Popeyes. We gonna go to Popeyes and get the little 2-piece dark, extra crispy. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go ahead and flip this dope game. You know what I'm saying? All right, we gonna do this here. We gonna go ahead and ride out over here. All right, hey T, don't try to play me, T. Don't try to do me like that, T. Anyway, I didn't say Anthony Mackie is a great actor. Did I say that? I said he's a good actor. I don't know. I had to rewatch it, but if I said great, I misspoke. But I didn't say great. Did I say Anthony Mackie was a great actor, you all? If so, I didn't realize I said great. I say he's a good actor. Yeah, I mean, we can go down the list. I'll tell you some of the roles that I like in Anthony Mackie right quick. All right, let's see what the Mac Daddy done did. I haven't seen Signal Hill. I haven't seen Solo Scene. He does a decent job in Falcon, but I wouldn't put that up as, you know, great acting job. Outside the Wire, he did a good job in Outside the Wire with the action and the suspense and drama. He actually surprised me in that. And I think he did a better job doing action in Outside the Wire than he did in any of his Avengers movie. And Outside the Wire, I would give his acting a 7.5, almost an 8. I heard he did good in Altered Carbon, but I haven't seen all of that. Synhcronic wasn't that good. He tried his best, but the script wasn't all that to me, and the budget was low. So I would give his acting in Synhcronic about a 6 to a 6.5. Let's see. Avengers Endgame. I could just skip all of these because it's not bad, but it's not really the thing. The Hate You Give, he didn't do that good of a job in The Hate You Give. That wasn't all that. And the one scene where he get pushed up against the car, that was horrible. That was a little extra. So The Hate You Give, with him playing the gangster in that, the bad guy, the antagonist, I didn't like that. That was a bad casting for him. And I would give him about a 6. A 5 to a 6 for Hate You Give. Now, the movie The Hate You Give is really good, though. But him, good thing it wasn't a whole lot of him doing that. Let's see. He did a lot of movies, man. A lot of these I haven't seen. Other than these Marvel movies, I haven't seen any of these movies. Pain and Gain. I like Pain and Gain. I like Pain and Gain. If you all, now, that's not no Academy Award winning role, but Pain and Gain with Mark Wahlberg, The Rock, and Anthony Mackie was a damn good movie. I gave it a 9. It's another movie based on a true story, bodybuilders, and then they ended up trying to commit fraud and take this person's identity and their money, and it didn't go well. I got this on Blu-ray, but damn, this movie is good. The Rock did a great job in Pain and Gain, and Wahlberg did too. And this is when Mark Wahlberg and Anthony Mackie got swole. And this movie is right after The Rock did Hercules. Man, The Rock was big than a mama up in this movie. Boy, The Rock was swole in this movie. But Pain and Gain, if you all ain't seen this, this is a damn good movie. Damn good movie. Check this out. I would give Anthony Mackie's acting in Pain and Gain about a 7.5. So his role wasn't exactly the biggest role in the movie, though. But the movie is damn good. So I highly recommend Pain and Gain. If you are looking for a movie to watch, I see Amazon got it for rent for $2.99. I don't know where else you can find it. But if you want to see a good movie, Pain and Gain is good. The Rock did the best role in that movie to me. He was funny, and he did a damn good job. And Mark Wahlberg did a good job in Pain and Gain also. Let's see, what else? This was horrible. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter was horrible. That sucked. That movie sucked. His role was not a good role. It was really something that was, and I just actually watched this movie again a couple days ago because it was on cable and I was bored and I watched it and I was thinking, damn, this movie is horrible. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. This is a big budget movie. I gave it a 5. This is probably my lowest rated big budget movie ever. I mean, they probably spent $100 million on this movie. It's got a good cast as far as the actors, but the storyline is so corny. Abraham Lincoln family was attacked by a vampire, and he become a vampire hunter, and on his side, that was his side gig. So he was having a side gig while he was going to law school as hunting vampires. He was chopping down trees with a single blow. Get your ass out of here. Anyway, $69 million budget. That's a lot of money, especially this is over damn near 10 years old. And this movie made $116 million. Wow. Wow. This movie came out in 2012. This movie is 9 years old. So that 69 million would probably be equal to like 89 million. That's a bad movie. If you want to look at something and laugh because it's so damn bad, that's a good one to watch. The cinematography is excellent. The camera is excellent. The special effects, they are good special effects as far as they put good quality money into the special effects. The script is so horrible, and it's got Dominic Cooper and all kind of good actors, and it's just really horrible. Real Steel, that was okay. Adjustment Bureau is a good movie he did, but again, he wasn't the star of the movie. Notorious, he was not a good Tupac. Looking back on that now, but nobody knew who he was then. But no, Anthony Mackie is not a Tupac. Hurt Locker was good. That's probably his best. He did a good job in the Hurt Locker. $1 Million Baby. I don't remember him in $1 Million Baby, and I only saw this like one time. She Hate Me. I know what this is about, but I never saw it. He was supposedly selling his sperm to lesbians who wanted to have a baby. It's a Spike Lee movie at that. Damn, I gave it a 5. I must have saw this and don't even remember it. I think I did see this one time. Anyway, enough of that. It's all right. But Hurt Locker was probably his best movie. Four Brothers. He was in Four Brothers? I don't remember him in Four Brothers. He wasn't in Four Brothers, was he? He wasn't in Four Brothers. I'm looking at Brother to Brother. No, Tyrese was in Four Brothers. But I heard about the Rock TV series and that it was probably good. But I haven't seen it. Pain and Gain was pretty good till the tables turned. He wasn't in Queen and Slim, though. I Care a Lot. I haven't. Oh, okay, on Netflix. I Care a Lot. Yeah. The Hate You Give was a good movie. It's nothing new or shocking if you are a person that is in the, familiar with that people of color get killed for no reason by police. But no, I didn't. Concrete Cowboy. I want to see this. That looks really good. Concrete Cowboy looks really good. It's based on a true story I haven't seen it, but it looks really good, and I want to see it. Jay, you see, I was totally T the way Franklin would use to set Man Boy and Khadijah. You was totally T. I don't get it. Have I watched all the Fast and Furious movies? Yeah, I mean, those movies really went off the rails, didn't they? You went from a regular movie about street racing to now they're like James Bond. How the hell did they become like James Bond, traveling the world, taking down international criminals as a team? Dude, you live in the hood, working on cars in the garage. Now you traveling the world with submarines and doing all kind of jumping through windows and stuff. Fast and the Furious that went way, way away from where it started from. Way away. Part 1 and part 2 was closer to the original genre. And then after that, I have no idea what happened with that. So anyway, yeah, Fast and Furious turned into a fantasy story. Yeah, James Bond. James Bald. Not Baldwin. James Bald. James Baldwin. That's who he done turned into. What the hell? Anyway, Fast and Furious is good, mindless entertainment. But the first movie and then the second movie is the only two that was somewhat decent. And the second movie was kind of falling off a little bit too. So the first one is the best. So what we talked about? We talked about Synhcronic, talked about some other stuff. Let's see what else. Godfather of Harlem we talked about. What about some Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Snowfall? We done kind of did a little bit of that. The first one was the best. Yeah, I heard about Wahlberg's mom passed away today. She was 78 years old. That was sad. And, unfortunate. And, ain't nothing more important than your health, everybody. All right, let me tell y'all something, a little news story right quick. So I know everybody has been getting vaccinated and trying to be careful, and that's great. And also, did you all get that Citizen app? I know one person told me they got it and it's been blowing up for them. And you'd be surprised what's going on. It's better to be aware of what's going on than to act like you don't want to know and you walking around and don't know you about to walk into a trap or whatever the case. Anyway, global COVID cases hit the weekly record. The weekly record. Despite all these vaccinations, and that's because people, it's not a real vaccine. You can still catch it. You can still spread it. If you are vaccinated, you still need to wear a mask. Okay. Matter of fact, I forgot to do this. I keep forgetting to play this, but I did spend a little money on my little corny thing. So you're going to have to wait a second. And we back. Anyway, a real vaccine, like for polio, for example, you won't be able to get polio. You've been vaccinated. This, they say you can still get it, but your symptoms may not be as bad, this, that, or the other. Well, you still playing with your life. People are still running around acting as if everything is okay. It's still dangerous. And I've had to talk to people who say they are vaccinated, so therefore they didn't want to wear a mask. And I'm telling them, well, yeah, you can still spread it to me though. And you running around acting like it ain't no problem. Your ass could still get sick and be laid up in the hospital. So don't think because you was vaccinated, oh, now you're safe. You don't have to worry. You still got the same amount of worrying as everybody else because you don't know what it may do to you if you catch it still. It says right here, more people were diagnosed with the COVID-19 during the past 7 days than any other week since the start of the pandemic. Just think about that. Since the start. Okay. And now it's a vaccine out. It's topped 5.2 million people in 1 week, with the worst outbreaks accelerating in many countries that are ill-equipped to deal with them. Now, the worrisome trend just days after the world surpassed 3 million deaths in the world. It comes as countries are rolling out vaccinations in an effort to get the virus under control. The data from the Johns Hopkins University showing a 12% increase in infections from a week earlier cast doubt on the hope that the end is in sight. The weekly increase surpassed the previous high set in mid-December, while infection rates have largely slowed in the US and UK. Countries in the developing world, India and Brazil, are shouldering surging caseloads. And countries like the US and the UK have more money, they have more vaccines, and people are still locked down in certain spots in the US and UK. Now, it says that although it's starting to open up more and more, Sally, you say you got the Citizens app? Yeah. Hey, got to stay informed. I'm glad you love it. I'm glad you're able to keep that info now. I love for people to have as much information as possible. Then you can make better decisions in life. More information you have about whatever it is, the better you can make a decision, I believe. It says the global death toll is also resuming momentum. Fatalities have increased for the past month, and we're about 82,000 the week ended April 18th. An average of almost 12,000 people a day are dying. That's up from just over 60,000 and 8,600 people a day are dying. There's still a lot of people, man, dying out here. India and Brazil are the two largest contributors in driving up cases globally, a race neither of them wants to win. Facing a sudden surge in coronavirus infections, India is once again home to the world's second largest outbreak, overtaking Brazil after the latter moved ahead in March. Hospitals from Mumbai to Sao Paulo are under increasing pressure as admissions continue to rise. So, hey, we may not have as much going on here, but it is a lot of people, young people especially, that are out there partying and doing things and acting as if it's not anything to worry about. And hey, we ain't out of the woods yet. So everybody be careful out there and make the best decisions you can before you decide to do something, go somewhere, or any of that. Now I got some other news, and it's something a lot of people don't know about, and it is that it's going to be some new monthly stimulus checks that are supposed to be going out for families starting in July. So in July, it says part of the 1.9 trillion COVID relief package, the new law that has been giving most Americans the $1,400 stimulus checks, working families can expect to receive up to $3,600 per child. Half of that will come in the form of cash as monthly payments due to start this summer. There'll be another kind of stimulus check to help millions of parents deal with basic bills or pay down debt. The money is the result of a temporary expansion of the child tax credit. IRS Commissioner had warned a few weeks ago that the new checks could be delayed because the tax agency was overwhelmed. But this week, they offered Congress better news. Every household with children that qualified for at least the $1,400 stimulus check is going to receive the child credit cash. If yours is a family headed by a couple earning less than $150,000, or if you're an individual making under $75,000, you're slated to get $250 a month payment for each of your kids ages 6 to 17 from July through December. For children under 6, you're going to receive $300. In total, depending on how old your kids are, you'll receive a credit of either $3,000 or $3,600 for the year. The monthly payments will account for the first half, while the other half will be refundable next year when you file your taxes in 2021. This temporary change to the credit provides families with up to $1,600 more per child that can be used however you like for family expenses, debt, savings, or even investing. One popular investing account you could open for your kids would allow them to grow their savings merely by adding spare change. I guess they're talking about ACORNs, but I didn't click on that. It says in previous years, you could claim a credit of only as much as $2,000 per child, and just $1,400 was refundable. Under the expansion, single parents earning more than $75,000 and couples with incomes over $150,000 won't receive the full payments, but may still qualify for some support. So they say if you have a young family with a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old, you can expect to receive $550 every month from July to December. If you claim the child credit for the kids last year, they'll be accounted for on your tax return, and you should be set to receive the payments. Now, say if you welcome a baby into the family this year, you can get checks for the new addition. Tucked into the relief bill is a request for the IRS to set up a new online portal where families can update their information, including the number of qualifying children. The hope is that this portal will be up and running by July, so you'll just be able to go online, enter the information about that joyful reason for all the sleepless nights. Anyway, if you don't give the IRS an update through the portal, you'll have to wait until you file your taxes to get that $3,600 credit. So, what do you all think? Think that's a good thing? Get some more money? Think that's gonna help people? It could be a good way to start investing. Some people would need the money, and some people would like to invest the money. And I'm glad that they said that a person has that choice to do what they want to do with it, instead of saying, you know, you got to use it for this, that, and the other, or else you'll receive a penalty. Let's see. So it's a video of a fatal police shooting, shows a 13-year-old boy wasn't holding a gun when shot by officer. I mean, we all knew that. Not many 13-year-olds got a gun. That ain't surprising. It is what it is. Lifelong Sox fan, that's what's up. I love the White Sox, the Southsiders. Although I did have good times at Cubs games, I did like the White Sox as well. So I'm a big time Sox fan. That's what my grandfather loved, the Sox the most too. So definitely. Let's see. So that story about the 13-year-old, it's obvious the cop moved too fast. It's something that is a recurring theme, and it's always interesting how cops move fast when it's a person of color. They're worried and scared for their life. But if it's a person who is not, they don't do that. And then that's the times when things happen sometimes. I got a video about that as well. But before I get to that, you all tell me what you think about this right here that I'm gonna show you, and then I'll move to the other thing. Let's see. Where is it? It's not letting me. Okay, that ain't it. How do I make this thing bigger? All right, let me see if this will work now. All right, it's not letting me pull it up. So what I was going to read is that Jay-Z, aka Sean Carter, has started a scholarship foundation. And let's see, I might be able to pull it up now. Hold up. And I want to know, what do you all think about this? And do you think it should be something more people should do? Too little, too late? Doesn't matter. Let's see. Hold on. Now it ain't moving again. All right. We'll do it like this. Let me see. All right, I can't get this to share. So anyway, I'll just read it. It's saying the Sean Carter Foundation Scholarship Fund. So to be eligible, you need to be, it's for high school seniors, students with a GED or diplomas. You got to have students enrolled in 2-year or 4-year undergrad program, students enrolled in vocational or trade schools, U.S. citizen or permanent resident, 25 years or older, minimum 2.0 GPA, household income not exceeding $75,000. What in the world? So, what do you think? Think that's a good idea? Think more people should do it? Too little, too late? What do you think? Jay-Z has a scholarship. Huh. I don't know. I think it's a good idea. But I don't know if it'll be able to make a difference. Hey, Coco, what's up, sis? I've been on since 10 o'clock. Officer Tatum is live now. Oh, snap. I actually got a little clip from Officer Tatum, man. Y'all want to see? He said a little few words for me. Let me see. Let me go ahead. I wasn't gonna play it. I didn't know if I was gonna have time. Well, I ain't gonna get into that. I'll put it out later. I'll put it out separate. So another quick news about investing. Seem the rich keep getting richer. Invest your money. So Dwayne Wade is reacting to Kevin Durant's investment company that grew from 1.6 billion to now worth over 100 billion. He took 1.6 billion and turned it into 100 billion. 100 billion, y'all. So his massive investment portfolio is no joke. And Kevin Durant, he gonna be one of the richest man on earth if he keep it up. So keep it together, invest your money. Even rich people do that, of course. That's how the rich get richer. And who gives a damn if you listening to LeBron or these or that? But you take advice and you take moves that successful people do and give, and you apply it on your own life and make something out of it. Like Dogecoin, you all might want to get in on that Dogecoin while it's still low, because it's moving on up. For example, let's see. I got this one thing. If you invested $1,000 in Dogecoin 5 years ago, it'll be worth over $1 million today. from just $1,000. So, hey, what's $1,000 is really not much, and look how far it can go. So, hey, I wish I would have invested that $1,000 5 years ago. I know I could use that money, and I could use that benefits and everything that million would have brought. So I don't know what you all think. Could you have put in 1,000 and turned it into 1,000,000 and use that? All right. So here's the one article I was looking for, where I was talking about police are scared and they use this type of stuff as a reason why they shoot first, ask question later. A man was arrested and accused of shooting a North Texas officer and later killing the woman during the carjacking. That's messed up. And also, speaking of that, in Texas, they're going to make it where you don't have to do anything to get a gun. You don't need to have a background check. You don't need to do any of that stuff. And I think that that's taking it a little too far. I believe in gun rights. I believe you should be able to have a gun and own a gun. But what's wrong with a background check? I mean, what's wrong with that? You may be a criminal. You may have mental issues. You may be abusing your wife and going to get the gun to kill her. A lot of different reasons why I don't see it's a bad thing to have a background check. So I don't know. Anyway.
Has been shot in North Texas. The Burleson Police Department says the officer was shot multiple times, making a traffic stop around 4:15 this morning. No word yet on who that shooter is. The department says the officer's condition is not clear right now. Burleson, by the way, is about 15 miles south of Fort Worth.
So, let me stop that. So, this officer got shot after pulling somebody over. He was shot in the neck and chest during a traffic stop. And they said that the man, they believe, pulled the trigger and later killed a woman for her pickup truck during his flight from law enforcement. They caught him. And he was a 39-year-old, Jerry Don Elders, the person who shot the officer early Wednesday morning. And to say, according to the chief, he was in an SUV with another male and female when the shots were fired, and him and the people took off before abandoning the vehicle as it caught fire. They say they believe the suspects then went to a nearby home and carjacked the resident. They said, Cordell said the woman from the home showed up with gunshot wounds at about 8:44 a.m. to the police station 7.5 miles away. And she wasn't immediately identified, but she was taken to the hospital where she died from her wounds. So the police didn't give the details of the fate of the other two people in the traffic stop, but they produced Elders as the person involved in the shooting as well as the carjacking of the Toyota Tacoma. And so, you know, it is a dangerous job. I get it. I know police have a lot to worry about and things. But at the same time, that's why they need more training. They need more training. I think I know that the system wasn't exactly set up to do the right thing. But it's no way you could just take the whole police system down and rebuild it. That's just not possible. I don't see. And so I'm trying to think of a realistic way to get this fixed and reform, more training, just like I watched last week tonight with John Oliver. I watched Real Talk with Bill Maher. And so real time with Bill Maher. My apologies. And so this week on Bill Maher on HBO, he had a woman who was a journalist and she quit her job or stopped her job as a journalist and became a police officer so that she could do a story from the inside out. And she said that most police have around 2-week training on firearms, and they're totally beat into their head that in a moment's notice the situation could change. People gonna kill you, and this, that, and the other. And so they have a fear that any moment somebody will kill them, so they're gonna be quick to shoot you before you shoot me, and you could be reaching for the ID that you just told me to get. And they don't have much training. I think that they need to redo a lot of that and prepare people in a different way. It's easier said than done, of course, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't be attempted and it shouldn't be done. So, yeah, this is something else. Chicago, they did have some of the strictest gun laws in the country, and there's tons of shooting. That's true. Because if you're a criminal, you're gonna, what's another crime? I'm about to commit all these other crimes and do whatever. What, I'm gonna obey the law about not getting a gun, but I'm gonna not obey the law with all these other crimes. I mean, that's why it doesn't make sense. Those gun laws only affect people that are not criminals. But with that being said, now you can get legal firearms inside the city of Chicago, which, you know, would help average people protect themselves. Something that all they were doing is making sure that you would be a victim if you couldn't have a gun legally. Because if you got one to protect yourself regardless and you got caught, now you're facing felony. So that was a way to try to help, but in a way it made matters worse. So what was the name of the 13-year-old that was shot by the police? Is that Adam Toledo? Was his name? The Hitman Wife's Bodyguard. I remember a movie called The Hitman's Bodyguard. I didn't know about The Hitman's Wife. That's what, part 2, right? But that didn't come out yet, did it? Adam Toledo. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and Google this up and then probably get ready to get up out of here because I don't want to drag it on too long, the show. I'm going to try to keep it 2 hours or less from now on. So let's see. Adam Toledo. Holy Toledo. Black Rob. That's messed up. He died just a week after DMX. The Latin King. So he a 13-year-old Latin King? Wow. So let's see. Let me go to videos. Let's look at this video of Chicago police fatally shooting Adam Toledo. Wait, video police shooting. All right, let's see this one. And I have not seen this video. I've heard about it. Here it is right here, 249. Shows with the hands up. Let's see.
If you own a service business and you're still...
That's on YouTube. I don't want to play another YouTube video. Let's see. This NBC News. Hopefully this doesn't go to YouTube. All right. All right, so let's see what happens with this. You're going to kill it, the Latin King. We're going to resin, man. We're going to burn the place down, man. You don't kill it one of us. We don't play that shit, man. We do not play that shit, man. Okay, let's roll it the day. Roll it the day, man. You see, he has no weapon in hand. I don't got no weapon, man. You try to shoot at me, I'm going to shoot at you. We don't play. Oye. Los vato loco forever, Hans. I need to button up this top button and unbutton the rest. You vato loco forever, man. You don't kill it, the little muchacho, man. We're going to come and get you, man. Brown light matter, man. Brown rights matter. No, let me stop. All right. What is they playing? Oh, shit. They want to sell me something. They tricked me. They tricked me. All right. Come on. Let's see. All right. It says shield their parents shield their children. Why? They need to know this stuff. This boy looks so damn young.
Of the police shooting of a 13-year-old in Chicago, Adam Toledo died 2.5 weeks ago in what authorities are calling an armed confrontation.
He's so
Antonio,
little.
Allison here. Can you hear us?
Bienvenidos.
Yes, I can. Hi, Allison. Thanks for having me.
Hi there.
Bienvenidos.
Oh, wonderful to have you. I understand the city's police accountability office just released that footage this afternoon. Can you walk us through it?
Sure. It is excruciating to watch, Allison, and the mayor warned reporters in the community of this a couple hours ago, but that's exactly what it is. This shooting transpired really what strikes you most when you first watch it is that this happened in just a matter of seconds, in under 20 seconds. You see the officer step out of his car, pursue Adam Toledo down an alleyway. Adam slows down against a fence, sort of turns toward the officer as he makes commands for Adam to put his hands up in the air. And the shooting happens faster, frankly, than you can process the scene. Some people expected that it would be clear that Adam had a gun in his hand, that he had used it or was planning to use it. That is not clear from the video that we've been able to watch just in these last couple minutes. You sort of see him turn toward and listen to the officer, and sort of within the blink of an eye, he's shot, collapses to the ground. And then most of the video, of the body cam video worn by the officer involved in the shooting, is officers trying to save Adam Toledo's life. So the shooting happens in a matter of seconds, and then most of it is the attempt to do CPR, people asking him to stay with them if he can hear them, and you do not hear any signs of life from this 13-year-old boy. And it is painful to watch. The video is illuminating, but there are still so many questions reporters are going to have today and over the coming days, Allison.
The lawyer for the Toledo family, Antonia, is saying they watched the footage on Tuesday, calling it difficult and heartbreaking, which is in line with what you have been describing to us. What are folks in Chicago saying about this video and just saying in general about what happened here?
Well, right now I'm actually in the neighborhood that the Toledo family is from, and people are, we just received this video, and so many folks here haven't seen it yet or are still processing. But for days now, activists have been warning people to be careful when this video comes out. They knew that it would be excruciating, that there was no way that there could be a video of a 13-year-old shot and killed that wouldn't be unbelievably traumatic to watch. And there's concern that people who live here and knew his family or worked around his family, that seeing that video over and over again on social media or in public would do more harm than it would do good. And those calls are continuing ahead of protests that are scheduled tonight for around 5:30 and 6 p.m. I want you to take a listen to what Mayor Lori Lightfoot also shared in a press conference earlier today.
I have seen those videos. And let me just say that they are incredibly difficult to watch, particularly at the end. I say that not only as a mother of a 13-year-old myself, but as a mayor who's deeply passionate about protecting our young people.
Protesters are expected to start gathering within the next couple hours, but both the mayor and the family of Adam Toledo are calling on people to remain peaceful, Allison.
One last question for you, Antonia. The officers involved are on administrative duty right now while the city investigates the shooting. What else can you tell us about them and the status of that investigation this afternoon?
That's right. Right now, we still do not know the identity of the officer, although we now have this footage. You can hear his voice and see the shooting from his perspective. They're on administrative duty while an investigation continues. And The mayor, in fact, actually called on people to continue to wait, to make judgments, to wait until we have full facts and details about this case. As I said earlier, these videos are illuminating, but they still do not answer everything about what transpired that night between Adam Toledo and anyone else on the scene there. And the Civilian Office of Police Accountability is still going through an investigation. And so there is an urging here for people to wait for more information from that office before they make conclusions, Allison.
All right, Antonia Hilton, thank you so much.
Man, that's messed up, man. And again, they're protecting the identity of the cop. And we found out about the 13-year-old and what happened with him. They did the same thing with Dante Wright. They wanted to protect the identity of the police officer more so than protect the person who's dead, murdered. I think we have to get past this protect all cops. I mean, if you are a so-called bad apple, what do? Do you mix in the bad apple with the bunch or you throw it out? You don't protect the bad apples. They got to stop protecting the bad apples, number one, and that would help people to gain confidence back in police in the United States. But as long as the bad apples get protected and get thrown into the pie, nobody gonna want to eat it. You can't do that. And this is the 13-year-old kid. Yeah, he was bad. There's some little badasses in Chicago. And at 13, you grow up fast. He probably was living the life of a 18-year-old in some other states. But the fact remains, why are you chasing him down? You more scared than he was. He was the one running. And police, it's a difficult job. Don't get me wrong. I never wanted to be a cop. Not because it's just too hard. It was just not something that people where I'm from grow up wanting to be. But if you did want to be a cop, to each his own. I wouldn't hate on you or say this or that. But also, you can't be scared. A lot of people that are cops, they got maybe bullied, or they were scared, or they had other issues. And now they got some type of complex or something where they think they're going to go and clean up. I'm going to clean up this city. Yeah, I'm Batman. I mean, I'm making the joke. But at the end, they got some type of complex. What makes you think that you about to lay down the law or fix society, or that you are ready to be judge, jury, and execution, or any of this stuff? It take a certain kind of person to want to be a cop. And not saying that it's a bad person, but we need to do more background checks on who's a cop. We need to do more training, and we got to stop keeping bad apples and putting them in the pie. You got a bad apple, you ain't going to put that in the pie and serve it. You're going to throw it out. That apple got worms in it. It's rotten. But you're going to keep it because all, is just one bad apple, right? It ain't going to make the pie nasty, right? It does. You're going to have to throw out the whole pie if you put that rotten apple in the pie. So like they say, it's just a few bad apples. Could you put a few bad apples in the pie and eat it? No. So if it's a few bad apples, throw their ass out, treat them accordingly. And maybe we won't have so many bad apples in the bunch. Anyway, I hate that they protect the so-called bad apples. They love to say that. And you got to get it together. You can't do that. And it's just something else. You run, they shoot. Man, it's dangerous out here. I mean, if you ain't worried about a criminal, you got to be worried about law enforcement. And yeah, he was wrong. He shouldn't have ran from the cops. He's 13. How many people make bad decisions? Does that mean that at 13, nobody knows what type of person he will become? Nobody knows what type of man he may have grown into. Maybe he could have gotten in trouble, became worse. Maybe he could have died of gang violence. Who knows? Maybe he could have been somebody totally different in this world. Who knows what he may or not have done. But when you take a person's life, you take away all of those options. So people like the Officer Tatum love to say, well, he shouldn't have ran. He shouldn't have ran. You ran from police. That's what happened. Charles Barkley wouldn't have ran. Charles Barkley don't do that stuff. Follow Charles Barkley. I mean, you ain't being realistic. If you run, you just get additional charges. You don't get killed. It's not the mob. Okay? It's not the mob. It's not war where you escaping the POW camp and you get killed. I mean, that's not how it works. Anyway, everybody be careful out here. It's dangerous out there. Protect your health. Get as much information as you can before you make decisions in life. And, man, protect your family, educate your family, your kids. The stuff right here make me worry about my son. He's 17. And, shit, they shooting this little 13-year-old, didn't even have no hair on his face. They damn sure be trying to shoot my son if he did breathe the wrong way or don't do something fast enough. So who knows, man? Be careful out here, everybody. You know, stay safe. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Y'all be easy. Peace. And I'll catch y'all next time. And I got more videos on the way, so stay tuned. And I'm out.